Hello, I'm Ashley with On and Off Balance Yoga, and today we have a class that is gentle yoga. So I'll be leading you through some gentle stretches and poses called asanas that will help you to hopefully appreciate yourself even more than you already do. And today, just realizing and recognizing that maybe we just need a break, and maybe we're not giving ourselves as much credit for things as we could. So I hope you enjoy our practice today. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the beauty of today. Namaste. So you're gonna come to a comfortable seat on your mat. Oh, however is comfortable for you. Whether you're sitting cross-legged or on your knees, we're gonna be here for a little while. So whatever is comfortable, whether you're here or whether you're here. Sometimes it's helpful too if you find that you're sitting like this and your back is rounding a little bit. Sometimes putting a little blanket right underneath your seat helps a little bit, just to tilt your pelvis forward a little so it's easier to have that nice long spine. I'm going to show you something today called the Ganesha Mudra. And a mudra is a yoga hand positioning or a hand gesture. So we're going to start off with a Ganesha Mudra. What you're going to do is you're going to take your left hand and you're going to put it right in front of your chest, but then you're going to turn it so that your palm is facing out. Then you're going to take your right hand over to meet it, almost like you're going to give yourself a little upside down high five. And then you're going to curl your fingers and then you're going to hook them together. So they're right in front of your heart. And this is your mudra. Okay, this is your hand positioning. This yogic hand positioning is said to give you inner strength to remove obstacles. So we're going to do some breathing to start off our class today. But before we do, go ahead and take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, go ahead and close your eyes. The Ganesha Mudra is said to give you inner strength to remove obstacles. It helps the practitioner to connect to and awaken the energy within. It's really helpful when you're tired or you're, have troubles in your life and you just want some strength to overcome them. It's said to bring courage to an approach to life and to help the practitioner lead with an open heart. As we sit here this morning, centering, bring to mind a sankalpa or an intention for your practice today. Shift your attention to your breath and this mudra. As you exhale, pull outwardly on your hands without unlocking your fingers. And then as you inhale, release all tension. Inhale, relax. Exhale, outwardly pull on your hands. So you're pulling. And inhale, relax. Exhale, pull. Inhale, relax. Exhale, pull. Inhale, relax. Exhale, pull. Do a few more rounds just at your own breath, at your own pace, as you come into our practice today. Take one more inhale. Relax. And one more exhale, pull. Drop both of your hands to the side of your mat. You're gonna leave your left hand up planted, reach your right arm up, and then lean over to the left. You can look up at your hand, you can look down at the floor, whatever feels comfortable this morning. Waking up on this snowy May day. And switch sides. Both hands up and drop your right hand to the mat. And exhale, lean over to your right. It's got a nice little pop in my shoulder. Felt nice. Trying to keep our fingers active, shoulders away from our ears. Come back to center and drop your hands to your knees. We're gonna do some seated cats and cows. So you're gonna inhale, look back and up and arch your back. So your cow. Exhale, round cat. Inhale, arch, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to center with a tall spine. And take your left hand, put it right on your right knee. Take your right hand, put it directly behind you, kind of in the middle of your back, while keeping a tall spine this whole time. You're gonna twist. So inhale, lengthen that spine. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And maybe you find that on each exhale, you go a little bit further, a little bit deeper into your twist. Keeping in mind, we're still waking up the spine though, so no need to push anything, as always. Do one more here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Come back to center. Reach your hands high to the sky. And switch sides. Right hand on your left knee, left hand right behind your back. And inhale, lengthen that spine. Exhale, twist. Trying to keep the tension out of that body. We don't need it. One more inhale here. Exhale, last twist. Inhale. And back to center. Both arms reach up. Cactus your arms. Do a very slight back bend looking up. Inhale, arms up. And bring your hands right down to the mat. So we're gonna go into our seated figure 4. And I'm warming up a little bit, so I'm gonna take off my nice comfy sweater. Oh, I debated even wearing some socks for the beginning because it was just so cozy. Oh, okay, so we're gonna go into our seated figure 4. So you're gonna start by, again, nice tall long spine. You can sit however you'd like. I'll face this way just so you can see a little bit better. And then you're gonna put both hands behind you, about shoulder distance. Okay, and then you're gonna take your right foot, It's an extremity. Right foot and cross it over so your ankle is on your left thigh. And then you gauge where you want your left foot to go. Do you want to walk it out a little bit more to have a little less of a stretch? Do you bring it in to get a little bit more stretch in those glutes? You decide. Wherever you are, just make sure that your right foot is nice and flexed. Woo-hoo. Breathing into it. And your arms are pretty active here because you're trying to keep your shoulders away from your ears. It's just dropping them down and back behind your back. Move your jaw around a little bit. You can move your neck side to side. That feels pretty good. Just waking up. Same thing here. On your inhales, you're lengthening your spine. Exhale, just going into your stretch a little bit deeper. Or you're more relaxing into it. Honestly, this is your time to just give yourself what you need. That's why we're here. All right, you're going to keep your figure 4, and we're going to add a little twist. So all you're going to do is you're going to take that right foot, you're going to spin it open so that your right foot is then planted on the floor. Okay, so we went from figure 4 legs, keeping those figure 4 legs, just spinning, dropping that right foot to the floor. Then you may find you might want to sit up a little bit more. Then you're going to take your left elbow or your left hand, whatever feels good. You're going to put it on your right knee. Right hand goes behind your back. And then on your inhales, lengthening. And exhales, twisting a little bit more. Just on your own breath here, your own movement. I feel like I'm set up like this. I should just be waving to you. Hey, good morning. One more here. Inhale. And exhale. You're going to drop your left hand behind you. Come back to figure 4 legs. And then you're going to take your right foot off of your left thigh. Straighten it out a little. Put both feet in front of you. Reach both arms up. And then you're going to fold forward, but try to keep your back flat. Fold forward. You can touch your toes if you want to. Bring your hands to your thighs, your shins, whatever's good for you. Let's do it. And again, it's not about being able to touch your toes or not, because you can see I'm going to round if I go like this. Trying to keep that nice long spine, and then staying here. You can relax your head a little bit, I've talked about in some of my other classes that are a little more vigorous with Vinyasa flow or power flow, how important your breath is. And I just feel like it's equally as important when we're doing a gentle flow class or a gentle yoga class to keep with your breath and to just be, continuing with the inhales and exhales through your nose. And even if you can, making those exhales even longer, just relaxes your body, gets you ready and into your poses. So something to keep in mind today too. All right, go ahead and reach your hands high again. And then you're going to take your left foot, cross it over your right, and come into your seated figure 4. So again, placing your hands behind you, tall spine, flexed left foot, and then finding that spot with your right foot that feels good. You feel that stretch, but there should not be any pain. No pain in yoga. Might be a little sore the next day, things like that, but especially while you're doing the poses. You feel pain, just come right out and find something different. Okay, so if this is too much, you walk your right foot out a little bit more, maybe sit up a little bit taller. Find your sweet spot. Say, do you want to look up? And come back to center. Do you want to turn your head left and right? Awesome. So again, keeping your figure 4 legs, you're gonna spin to the right and plant your left foot right on the floor. So now we're in a twist, sitting up a little bit, bringing your right arm, either your elbow to your knee, your hand to your knee, whatever feels good. You can even do both right here. If this is what's comfortable for you, you can do that. I like to use my left hand as a little bit of stability in the back just because of the way the feet are, and either putting your elbow or your arm right on the left side or the outer side of that left leg. I'll give you a wave on this side. Hey. Someone posted the class that we're in right now on there's like a yoga directory page of classes and things like that. And they called today Self-Care Saturday when they posted this class. And I thought, oh yes, that is exactly what I'm going for. So this is our Self-Care Saturday class. And so you gotta do what feels good to you. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more inhale. And exhale. Bring both of your hands back to the mat, spinning open to your figure 4 legs, extending that left leg out. And then we're gonna go here into a wide-legged forward fold. So again, this is another good place where that blanket might come into play that you can sit on. Even if you had a short yoga block, that might be good too. I'm gonna use this exercise mat, which my 3-year-old son calls his yoga mat. And I mean, it's close enough. And just gives you just a little bit of length. So if you sit on it, and you can adjust it to however is comfortable, it just, again, it helps to tilt your pelvis forward a little bit just so you can keep that long spine and not have to try to work so hard at it. So spread your legs wide, making sure that there's no pain. You have a nice tall spine. You're gonna reach up. On an inhale, exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up. This time on an exhale, you're gonna lean over to the left. Drop that right hand to the mat. Left arm is active and reaching. I know some people who can go all the way down, touch those toes. If you're one of them, I applaud you. This is what you can see from me today. My ongoing practice. Again, keeping that length in your spine. Inhale, both arms up. And over to the right. Or that's my left. Whatever side, just do the other side. One more inhale here. Exhale, come back to center. Reach up as high as you can. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Walk your hands forward. Keeping that length in your spine until you just feel like, you know what, this is as low as I'm gonna get with a flat back. And just gently rounding and resting here. Drop your forehead to your mat. You can let it loosely hang. One more inhale here. Exhale, walk your hands back. Go ahead and sit up. Bring your legs together, however that works best for you. And meet me in your first downward facing dog. However you get there, do it with intention. Do it with self-care and love for yourself and your mind. Take your time. You need a drink? Grab a drink. You need to sit and meditate for a little bit? Go for it. I'm drinking my tea right now and it feels great. Once you've made it to your downward facing dog, you just walk it out a little bit. Bend into your left and right knees. You can move your hips from side to side. Do some leg circles. The world is your oyster. Do what you'd like. Awesome. Moving your head and neck around, shaking your head yes and no feels great. Or if you just want to shake your head yes today because you're open to all the possibilities, I mean, do that. I'm not going to tell you no. I can tell you that much. Awesome. Good job. All right, go ahead and settle into your downward facing dog. Come back into your breath, in and out through your nose. Then walk your hands to the back of your mat. Just little steps with your hands till your fingertips touch your toes. Just hang for a little bit. Another place you can bend your knees. You can kind of sway to side to side. Awesome. Take a moment. Appreciate yourself. Walk your toes together if they're not already. Toes together, slight gap in your heels. Come into our first halfway lift. Hands on your shins, flat back. So you have a nice straight spine all the way from your tailbone right up to the back of your head. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Reach up, stretch. Inhale, exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, fold. It's important when you fold too. Remember to hinge at your hips first, and you're leading with your heart, just like in life. Maybe. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold. Bring your right hand to your mat, pretty much right in front of your face. Then you're gonna bend into your right knee slightly. Lift your left hand high for a twist. And same as when we were down on the mat there. When you inhale, lengthening. Exhale, see if you can go a little deeper into your twist. Shoulders are away from your ears. Active fingers reaching toward the sky, grounding you on your mat. One more inhale. Exhale, switch sides. Left hand on the floor on your mat. Slight bend in your left knee and reaching up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. A few on your own. One more inhale. And exhale, drop both hands to the mat. Halfway lift. Fold. Reach, inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands out, so you're gonna come back into high plank. Walk them all the way out. You can spread your feet about hips distance, hands about shoulder distance. And then once you're here, nice strong core, drop your knees to your mat. Shift forward over your wrists and come into a chaturanga on your knees, so a low plank. So you're lowering just until your arms are at 90 degrees, biceps right next to your rib cage, and then come to a low cobra. So pushing up to a slight back bend, and then pushing back on your knees, and up into downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Come forward, high plank. Drop to your knees or stay up. Chaturanga, your low plank. If you're not on your knees, flip to the tops of your feet. Either upward facing dog or another low cobra. And push back, downward facing dog. Nice job. You're always invited to walk out your down dog. Whatever feels good. Loving it. Awesome. Lift your right leg high and step it forward, pretty much right next to your right hand. I even would have probably stepped on my right foot, nice and close to that. Now we're in our low runner's lunge. Left leg is active, nice and straight. You always have the option to drop that back knee. Okay, you're here, you're getting awesome stretch, just like up here in our low lunge. Amazing. Now you're gonna take your right hand, put on the inside of your right foot, and walk your right foot out so that it's right, pretty much touching the right side of your mat. Drop that back knee. This is another good place too, if you have a blanket or a mat or something, you can stick it under your back knee for a little extra cushion, or something that's really good to do, we're gonna come into lizard lunge, by the way, is just lift up your back knee a little bit, shift your hips back, and then place your knee down so that you're now not on the top of your kneecap. You're more on like the very bottom of your thigh, so it's not as much pressure on your kneecap because we don't want that. And then when you're here, you're in your lizard lunge. You can drop to your forearms if you can do that. Again, trying to keep that length in your spine. You can turn your right foot out. And just breathing here. Feeling that nice stretch in your legs and your hips. Feel that opening. Yoga blocks are not required for yoga, but I use mine a lot. They're wicked cheap too, by the way. So if you ever find you might want some, they're helpful. For this, I want to go a little deeper than being way up on my hands. But if I were to go all the way down to my forearms, that's just too much for me. So if I bring my forearms right to a block, it's like I'm bringing the ground up to meet me rather than trying to twist my body in ways that it's just not ready for right now. Feeling that sensation and taking care of you. What does that mean today? Does that mean relaxing into the pose a little bit more? Does it mean backing out a little bit? How are you taking care of yourself? Walk your hands underneath your shoulders. You're going to walk your right foot over to the middle of your mat a little bit more. Right hand on the other side of your foot once again, coming back to our low lunge. Chest is high, spine is long. Planting those hands and then pushing back to three-legged dog, three-legged downward facing dog. Taking a moment here, bend your knee, stack your hips open. Feel that opening of that hip a little bit more. And then bring your right foot to your mat. Left leg high. Step it forward, low lunge. And again, it's pretty much taking the place of my left hand there. In our low lunge, chest is forward, shining bright on this gloomy day. And head into lizard lunge. So drop that back knee, walk your left foot out to the outside of your mat, right hand on the inside of your foot, and settling right in to your lizard lunge, however that is for you. You can close your eyes. Come back to your intention from the beginning of our class. Are you getting what you need from right now? And walk your hands underneath your shoulder. Plant your hands. Left on the other side of your foot. Low lunge. Plant your hands and push back to three-legged dog. Bend, stack, and open those hips. Trying to keep those shoulders parallel with the floor. And bring your foot to your mat. Nice job. Drop for a moment into child's pose. You can come into extended child's pose with your knees wide and your hands extended long in front of you. Or you can bring your knees together and bring your hands, palms facing up, or even holding on to your heels and rounding that back. What do you need right now? Inhale back to downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale, right leg high. Step forward, crescent lunge. Rise all the way up. Feet in two lanes. It helps with balance. Arms reaching high to the sky. Your knee right over your ankle. Tucking those hips, bringing that core in, and your left leg extended long behind you. Open up, warrior two. Flip your front palm, reverse warrior. And straighten your front leg. Now really feeling that stretch all the way down that right side of your body. Take a moment here, lift up your toes and place them back down on your mat. Move your jaw around. Bring your arms, just your arms only to warrior two arms. And you're gonna shift forward, hinging at your hips. Till you can't reach forward anymore. Drop that right hand to your shin. Left hand goes up for triangle pose. Try to keep that slight micro bend in your knee. You can look up at your left hand if that works for you. Taking some breaths here. Bending into that right knee and opening to our 5-pointed star. So heels are in, toes are out, reaching, shoulders away from our ears. Inhale, and on your exhale, fold all the way down, flat back. Until you just can't fold with a flat back anymore, then you can drop your hands to your mat. Drop your head. From here, walk your hands forward. So it's almost like you're in a wide-legged downward facing dog. So you have, you're gonna turn your toes in at this point too. So your feet are more like straight lines instead of your toes facing out. And drop your head just as if you were in downward facing dog. Legs are wide. Move your jaw around. Open your mouth and close it. You want to soften that space between your eyebrows. Walk your hands back to underneath your shoulders. Do a halfway lift from here. So flat back. And then exhale. One more flat back. And then shift all the way. So now you're going to the back of your mat. So your left foot is going to be in front. So walk your hands over to your left foot. And then you're going to turn your legs. So now your left foot is in front. Crescent lunge. Okay, you may need to adjust a little bit. That's perfect. Now we're in crescent lunge facing the back of our mat. Your left foot is forward. Reaching high. One more inhale here. Exhale, spin open, warrior two. So you can line up your heels. Chest is still tall. Back foot is at 90 degrees. And your gaze is right over your front middle finger. Inhale. Exhale, flip your palm, reverse warrior. Straighten that front leg. Now you're gonna take your left hand, bring it forward. So now your warrior two arms, both legs are straight. Reach forward, go into triangle pose. Left hand to your shin, right hand high. So your hips are open. Slight micro bend in that front knee. Again, good time to do a quick little check with your toes. Can you pick them up and put them back down? We love our mats, we don't want to grab onto them. Not right now. Bend into that front knee. Come back to your 5-pointed star. And fold once more. Come to a flat back. This time take your left hand and you're gonna cross it over and under. Try to grab onto your right ankle, your right shin, put it on your mat next to your foot. Whatever works for you, let's do that. So grab your your right ankle with your left hand and reach your right hand up to the sky. So now we're getting a really nice twist in our back here. And of course, lengthening and twisting. Walk your hands to center, halfway lift. And exhale, right hand to left ankle or left leg or left side of your mat somewhere, wherever you can get it. Remember, it's more important to not be able to not reach your ankle. Okay, if that means that you're all hunched up and it hurts, don't do that. Just, you can even put your right hand right in front of you and twist like that. It's about you. Take care of yourself. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center, halfway lift. And exhale, you're gonna go right. So now we're twisting again. Low lunge, right foot forward, facing the front of your mat. Plant your hands and go back to downward facing dog. You can walk it out a little bit. Nice job. Oh, you're in your downward facing dog. And think about how this downward dog feels compared to that very first one toward the beginning of class. Do you find that your heels are melting toward the mat a little bit more? Maybe your shoulders are a little more open. Maybe your mindset is more positive. Whatever it is, we'll go with it. Shift forward, high plank. You're gonna lower all the way down to your belly. However you get there is up to you. Once you're on your belly, you can just extend your hands out in a T. Rest your right cheek on the mat. Bend your left leg. And then with your left hand, you're going to reach back, grab the inside of your back foot, and then gently pull it toward you. Getting a nice quad stretch here. You can even take your right hand and kind of lift your chest a little bit. Get a little bit in your shoulders and your chest. Drop your left foot, turn your gaze over to the right, lift your right foot and grab it with your right hand and gently pull it toward you. And you can come up on your arm. Whatever works for you today. And drop your foot to the mat. Now you're going to bring your hands or your arms to a cactus. So they're like this on the floor. So they're a T, and then bend your elbows. And you want your elbows to be a little bit higher than 90 degrees. Definitely not lower down here. Lift them up a little higher. So your elbows even right at the, right at nose level maybe. Now you're going to roll onto your left shoulder, taking your right foot and trying to step it behind you. And you can use your right hand as support. So if you put your right hand by your ribs or even by your shoulder and kind of roll over onto your side, you can drop your head to the mat, trying to step this right foot here to the floor behind you. Really feeling that stretch all on that left shoulder, opening that up. One more inhale. Exhale, come back to center. And then rolling, opening, using your left hand to push your body back, trying to place that left foot on the floor behind you, feeling that opening on the inside of your shoulder. Coming back to center, rolling right onto your belly, putting your arms, stretching them up and high in front of you. Chin or your forehead to the mat. And when we inhale, you're just going to lift everything off your mat, trying to zip those legs right up behind you. Inhale, lift everything up. Oh, we're flying. Feels so good. One more inhale, lift as high as you can. Exhale, drop everything to the mat. You can bend your legs, windshield wipe your legs from side to side. And then when you're ready, coming onto your back. You're gonna lift both feet up, bend your knees so your legs are about 90 degrees. Bring your arms right out to a T and drop both of your knees over to the left. Bring your gaze to the right. Appreciating yourself here. Maybe you bring your left hand to your right knee. You're stretching a little bit deeper. Maybe you close your eyes. Bring both legs back to center. Inhale. Exhale, bring both of your feet straight up. This is another time too. If you have a yoga block, let me tell you, does this feel good? Or if you have a wall right by you, you can put your feet right up that wall. It is appropriately named Legs Up the Wall. It's one of the best things. If you're on your feet a lot, whew, this feels good any time of day. So tell your coworkers about it so that when the time comes and we're all back at work, they see you doing this in the break room or something, they're gonna know what's going on. They won't be concerned. And point your toes, flex your feet, alternate, or find stillness. Slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. And bring those knees back to 90 degrees with your arms at a T and drop both knees over to the right. Gaze goes to the left. You can bring your right hand to your left knee or your left thigh. And breathe. Bring both legs back to center. Curl up into a nice big ball. Bring your forehead all the way up to your knees. And you can relax your head back and rock side to side a little bit. Give your little back a massage. And roll lengthwise up and down your spine. Whatever you need before we head into Shavasana. If there are any other movements that you'd like to do before we go to Shavasana, now is a great time to do that. And if you do have that blanket, or in my case, a rolled exercise mat, that's something that feels really good too, underneath your knees in Shavasana. A lot of times they'll do this with yoga bolsters. So once you're ready, you're gonna set up on your back, palms facing up, and head into your Shavasana. I'm taking my rolled yoga mat with me. Legs wide, hands facing up to the sky, tucking those shoulders back. Taking this rest time for you, Shavasana. start to come back into the room. Deepen your inhales and your exhales. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And as you do that, think back on your sankalpa, your intention that you set for your practice today. Did you get out of this practice what you had hoped? And if not, that's okay. Accepting it as it is and going from there. That's all we can do. When you're ready, you can bring some more movement to your body. You're going to bring both of your knees into your chest, still on your back. Give yourself a nice big hug. And then roll over onto your right side. Just resting on your right side. Third eye to the mat, your forehead to the mat. Or using your arm as a pillow. Or using that blanket as a pillow. You might have an actual pillow. Use that. Today I'm going to do a reading for you from the book Journey to the Heart by Melody Beattie. It's called Give Yourself a Break. Learn to appreciate yourself and others. Knowing we desire growth and improvement is one thing. Constantly driving ourselves and others is another. Maybe the answer isn't that we need to do better, try harder, push more. Maybe the answer is recognizing and appreciating how well we already do things, how hard we try, how much we have done, how well others are doing too. Pushing ourselves can become so habitual that we deny ourselves any feeling of satisfaction. No matter how well or how much we do, the urge to try harder, do better, do more, keeps pushing us on. It doesn't let us rest. We still feel it isn't quite good enough. If you've been pushing yourself that hard, you may need more than a coffee break. Take a real break. Give yourself permission to put that drive aside. Quiet that part of you that wants to do more, be more, accomplish more. Learn to value how well you do things, even if no one else sees or appreciates your efforts. Applaud your own efforts and the efforts for those you love. For today and for 1 week, instead of demanding more from yourself, tell yourself how well you've done. For today and for 1 week, instead of demanding more from those around you, tell them that they are doing well too. Tell yourself how well you do. You may discover you're doing better than you thought. On your own time, come to a comfortable seat. You can keep your eyes closed. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you for joining me this morning. Thank you for coming all together for your self-love. Enjoy the beauty of today. Hands to third eye, your forehead center. Namaste.